So I can see why the pavement was all busted up because of water, even though you got a big hill to the east, that one block section, I mean, the water just had nowhere to go. So we'll be adding kind of some artificial low and high points in the road and adding in a couple of intakes, which was part of the initial concept that we presented to you. And this will also open it up for a future 3rd Street, being able to take storm sewer to the west, because the next street over has no storm sewer. The challenging part was the next page was by Bills, and basically we're not changing it much. I think it's a 1 foot narrower overall. The biggest change will be on the northwest corner there, where we're changing the radius. So it'd be the right side top on E08. In order to meet ADA, we need to have a bigger bump out there to put the ramps in. You can see a little dark triangle on Bill's property, and we'll need an easement from them. There's also a fire hydrant right in the ADA travel path. So we'll need to get an easement for that corner, grade it back a little bit so we can get the ADA ramps in, and then also move that fire hydrant and get it out of the ADA path.
Will that curb come out along First Street there and along that area? Does that curb get cut out?
It would be our recommendation to remove that curb on the north side, and then right now the parking lot's a little bit higher than the sidewalk, and we can bring the sidewalk up to match. And if you look, as we looked at Bill's parking lot, there's low spots where the water just, the curb's trapping it in.
So this is 2nd Street.
So I think overall, and I believe Dan attended the meeting, everybody was sounded out for positive.
At Malone Creek Estate, and you already have the easement approval by the board that night.
Excellent.
And moving the fire hydrant.
Then, let's see, one other thing we're proposing, right now, if you look at the east side of Bill's, you've got a sidewalk, and then it steps down to the next sidewalk, and we'll raise the city sidewalk up, so it's all the same level. So you don't have that.
Yep, that is 2nd.
And you'll do that along the whole
This is
building
1st
there?
Street.
Correct.
Okay.
Bill's is right here.
It'll start to separate there at the south end where the parking lot is. But even then,
Here's the
we
house
could
too.
pull the curb out on that corner and just do a little bit of blending and make that all match. The reason for the curb is just to keep the cars from parking on the sidewalk. That can be handled with parking bumpers. But, you know, it's a trip hazard, it's a drainage, it's a dam for the drainage. So really, if we can get that off that sidewalk on that north side, that'll be an improvement. The west or the east side, there by the car wash, right now they basically have the full width as their curb opening. We'll shrink that up a little bit so that we can get the curb ramps in there at the south, but they'll still end up with, what is that? That's about, still like a 60-foot opening. So, and you can see the parking space is kind of denoted. We'll still have the left and right turn lanes. See the crossing. Any questions on that one? And then utility-wise, we've been in contact with the gas company, so they're aware of what's going on. Lighting, there's a few light poles that have to be moved. But that's no problem.
Okay, any other comments? Questions?
Just one. I think most people are familiar with this, but I did send Al a question today that maybe some people, if they haven't attended the meetings, they probably, if you maybe would explain that.
There is a proposed special assessment along the street reconstruction routes that you're looking at The estimate at this point is $30 per linear front foot on the properties. I want to be careful to emphasize the estimate piece. The question was, with our debt service levy increasing, why is there a special assessment? In order to minimize the increase in the debt service levy, there is a special assessment for those properties affected, because it does offset quite a bit of the dollars involved in that. So, yes, there is a special assessment proposed. That's part of what we're going to go through this evening, but the lion's share of this is still through the debt service levy that you've already approved, and we have some more action on that tonight too.
And Dan's been working on the assessments, so he'll come up and kind of, we'll slap and tag team, and he can answer your questions on the assessments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think we have a resolution to
Yeah.
address for the reconstruction project.
So we never got a motion on that yet, did we? So we need a motion, a second, to adopt the preliminary resolution.
So move. Second.
Motion by Holland, second by Dallenbach. Roll call?
Holland,
Yes.
Linius,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Dallenbach,
Yes.
Grover,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Motion carried. We're down to B. 2015 street reconstruction preliminary plans and specification estimate and cost and plat of schedule. Motion to adopt a resolution approving and adopting preliminary plans and specifications, form of contract, and estimate of cost and plat of schedule for the 2015 street reconstruction project.
And that would be Dan.
Okay, as the council asked for, we've put together an estimate of assessments, and it was just a straight $30 a front foot for each parcel. We did not go back on blocks, on different blocks, and there's a total of 40 parcels. That $30 a front foot comes up to about $135,000 of what we think will be about a $1.6 million project. So it's barely 10% of what we feel that this project will end up costing. As was stated, it is an estimate. If the council wants to change, when it comes time at the end of the project, after all the bills have been paid, that can happen then. But as of right now, this is what it's set at.
If I may, the important deviation that has been discussed in the committee is to focus the assessment on the front foot.
That's correct.
In other words, the front of the property. Our current assessment policy allows you to go 300 feet adjacent to that property on the side streets if you so chose. But again, the committee, I think at this point, is feeling pretty strongly about staying with just the front foot.
So do-
Generally just assessing the property that abuts the pavement.
Right.
So do letters go out
When
to
we-
each of those
back-
owners as to how much their amount's going to be?
Yes,
Okay.
by state code, a letter will go out. We'll probably send it, or the city will probably send it out registered mail, I would assume. And there will be, as per state code, a public hearing for people to speak to that. And when the project is all finished,